The Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas opened its doors in February of 1985 with 8 rooms. In 1989, the house moved into an old office building next to Waterloo Park and expanded to 13 rooms. In December 2007, the Ronald McDonald House moved to its current 30-room location on the campus of the Dell Children's Medical Center and expanded its services to include outpatient families. The Ronald McDonald House is located north of the hospital and allows families to access their children at any time during their hospitalization. Since our beginning in 1985, the Ronald McDonald House Central Texas has provided its services to thousands of families seeking treatment at Central Texas hospitals. When we think of Ronald McDonald, we think of the colorful clown associated with McDonald's. Instead of thinking of the clown, we want people to think about the incredible organization that gives its heart and soul to families. Today we had the opportunity of visiting with the CEO, Carolyn Schwartz. Let's hear what she has to say.
Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Texas provides comfort and care to families while their child is critically ill or injured. So we have 4 different programs. The Ronald McDonald House provides lodging, food, and support for families when their kiddo's either in the hospital or getting outpatient treatment. So we have everything from a comfortable bed for families to sleep in, volunteers who come and cook warm meals, nutritious meals for our families. And we are kind of that support for families so that they can focus on what's most important, and that's helping their child to heal. And that's our core program. That's probably what most people have heard of. But we also have 3 additional programs, including the Ronald McDonald Family Room, which is a mini version of a Ronald McDonald House embedded inside a hospital. So we have bedrooms inside hospitals for parents to stay even closer to their hospitalized child. We also have a Happy Wheels cart program, which is a hospitality cart that strolls the hallways of the 2 children's hospitals here in Austin and the 3 hospitals in Bryan College Station, providing snacks and food and toiletries and things that families need while they're stuck in a hospital. And our last program is called Healing Hearts, and that's where we support families after loss of a child. So it can be quite expensive to bury a child and provide a proper funeral, and so we provide burial assistance. We have a counseling support group for families after loss of a child, as well as a memorial service annually where we bring all the families together throughout that year who have had a loss of a child. Most rewarding is being able to support families, and literally on day 5 of me working here, I've been on the job about 3.5 years, and at the end of my very first week, I walked out of my office kind of frustrated. I had been dealing with a bureaucratic matter with the bank, trying to get names changed on bank accounts, as you can imagine, first week on the job as a chief executive officer. And I walked out to the kitchen area, and this father had this huge smile on his face, and so I approached him and said, "Did something good happen today?" And he looked at me and said, "I held my child for the first time today." And he whipped out his phone and he pulled up a picture, and he was a bigger man, he had a big hand, but that little baby was a preemie, and I mean barely took up the palm of his hand, and he was showing me the picture of the first time he held his baby. And I mean, what could be more rewarding than that? So there are actually 2 different criteria depending on if the family is going to be staying at the Ronald McDonald House or at the Ronald McDonald Family Room. So for the Ronald McDonald House, the family needs to live at least 25 miles away and have a child that's in the hospital or getting outpatient treatment. But for the hospital, we do not have a distance requirement because usually those kiddos are the most critically ill. And so we don't care in the family room situation if they live across the street from the hospital. In that case, it's too far in our minds. And so our family rooms, again, are open to any family. It doesn't matter how far away from the hospital. That's a great question. So we rely on the community for support. I think a lot of people know that McDonald's is our mission partner, and the way we are supported by McDonald's is through our local owner-operators. So we have 66 McDonald's in Austin and 12 in Bryan College Station, and when customers put their change in the donation boxes, that comes directly here. as does funds from the owner-operators themselves. They are small business owners, they are our neighbors, and the combination of that is about 13% of our budget. So that means we still have to go out to the community for the remaining 87%, and so we rely on community donations, we write grants, we have special events that we hold, and it's, for us, a combination of community members not only donating their dollars, which are highly important and allow us to keep the lights on and the air conditioning going for our families, but also when our community drops in-kind donations. So things that you need to run a house, like laundry detergent, paper towels, we don't have to spend money on that because so many community members are generous and come and drop those things off at the Ronald McDonald House. And so it is the generosity of our community that allows this special space to be available to families in need. Our goal is to keep families close. We know for a child, it is scary to be in the hospital, to be sick, to think that mom and dad aren't going to be right there by their side. And so our goal is to keep the family close so that the healing and the treatment can all progress in a positive way, and that we can provide peace of mind to children and their parents so that they know they've got a warm meal, a place to stay, and they don't have to fear of the driving back and forth from faraway places.
There's one in Temple. We're from Salado, so there's a Ronald McDonald House by Scott and White, and I've driven past it 1,000 times, and I thought, oh, that's nice. Families can stay there, be close to their kids, but I mean, I had no idea how wonderful a charity it was until I was the one that needed it, because this is my first child, so he's been in the hospital his entire life, except for like 10 days. So for me to be right here next to him, I tried to go home once and spend the night, and I didn't sleep, and I couldn't wait to get back. I mean, there's just something about knowing I can walk across the parking lot and
You're right here.
he's right there. If they need me, they can call me, and I can be there in 5 minutes, so it means a lot. I was crying my eyes out. We came by helicopter, and my nurse was like, I'm gonna call and see if we can get you in at the Ronald McDonald House, and I was like, oh, that would be so amazing, because we were in PICU, and they just have the pull-out couch, and there's noises and dings, and your child is fighting for their life, so it was amazing to get to sleep in a real bed, and it was quiet. I mean, that's probably the biggest thing. It's quiet, because you just, every time you hear a ding, you're up and you're scared. So yeah, it was wonderful to be able. This is like your little place you can recoup.
Your safe haven.
Yes.
I could never appreciate anything more than I do this house. When my 3-week-old son had to be helicopter transported to Austin, we were welcomed to the Ronald McDonald House with warm and open arms. I had managed to throw a bag together with one extra set of clothes, but little else. Because of the Ronald McDonald House, I don't have to be in constant fear and riddled with anxiety about the distance between us. Every morning I wake up and run across the street to my child. Nothing could be better in a situation like mine. I could never express my gratitude in words for this place. Such caring hearts who volunteer and work here. You can feel the love and empathy. Many of the volunteers are people who have had children in the hospital and used the Ronald McDonald House themselves at some point in their lives. I fully intend to give to this charity the rest of my life. You really cannot put a price on being close to your child. Forever grateful.